it's truth or dare. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Now it's truth or dare. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth.
Yo, it's your boy Easily Done. Fanatics, day 39. Week 8. Really, yeah, it's a week 8 college football. Heading to the weekend, we finna see what's crack-a-lacking. I know the big game of this weekend is Texas and Georgia, right? But that's what I wanted to holler about, right? Let's just talk about this. I'm looking at the rankings right now, right? And first of all, what I love about what college football has finally evolved into is a playoff format. You talking about, I don't know what it is about college football where it's so much politics involved. It's ridiculous. I watched college football for a long time. You know what I mean? I've seen politics win games, or politics put teams in position to win championships because that history. We let the Alabamas through. We let the Notre Dames through. You know what I mean? Even my Michigan Wolverines, because that history factor. But when a new team come up, it's not only they're fighting the teams they're playing against and this voter shit, went back in the day. Let's talk about before we even got to the 4-team playoff system, when they literally picked the 2 teams that go to a championship, and there'd be about 4 or 5 teams with the same record. It's ridiculous. Be 4 or 5 different teams, either one loss or undefeated, and you're going to decide a national championship by just voting it. And it was like, that was ridiculous. So eventually college football, they started with the BCS first, which was still the same. It was just computers picking the teams, which was still ridiculous. Like, how does a computer can really tell you what we seen with our eyes and things that the computer can't register, can't compute, right? But then it evolved to the 4-team playoff, and that's still a problem because even after the 4 teams, your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th team just as good as the 3rd and 4th team, record-wise. Like last year, prime example, 2023, when you had a 1-loss Alabama team be picked over and they won the SEC, an undefeated Florida State team. Yes, I understand. And this is college football with the politics, right? Oh, we feel like Alabama would bring a better product to the 4-team playoffs because Florida State got punished to the people that the committee that picked these 4 teams because their star quarterback got hurt. I want to say like week 10. I didn't remember before that. Like, he got hurt and Florida State finished their season with a backup, and then the backup got hurt. So they're down to their 3rd string. But they still won the ACC championship game. And they went undefeated in the ACC. Why not just let them play? Because the thing about college football is, and they should have understood this, they're going to have a good month and some change to prepare for this playoff game you're going to put them in. So this dude, whoever's going to play quarterback, this 3rd stringer, that might be more than enough time to get him ready to show up. You know what I mean? Maybe this other guy to be prepared to play the backup. Now, the starter was done for the season. There was no way he coming back. But it's like, come on, man. Like, I can't stand the politics of college football, man. You just see it so many times. I remember years ago, this was back in, either BCS or when they just voted, same difference. When Auburn went undefeated, when Tommy Tuberville was a coach, and they had Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown and Campbell at quarterback. Carlos Rogers was their stud defensive corner. And then you had Texas, I think, if I'm correct, went undefeated, and Oklahoma went undefeated. Or no. It was Oklahoma and USC, and Auburn was the 3rd undefeated team. And it's now college football for the last 30 years. SEC's been the best conference in college football. It's not even a debate. They're the best. So if an undefeated SEC team show up, you got my vote. You should be in there. and that's kind of why they got like to just to kind of throw off the topic. That's why Alabama got the nod because that SEC favoritism, and they were fully healthy, and the only loss was to another top 14 that's about to be in the playoff. But Auburn went undefeated, and USC went undefeated. Oklahoma went undefeated. In my book, it should have been USC Auburn. USC's already been a powerhouse. Oklahoma, yeah, they're a powerhouse too. History, both of them are historic. Auburn got some history, but not like them too. You know what I mean? But they picked Oklahoma and USC, and USC ended up blowing Oklahoma out. And that's when I'm pretty sure that's before they came with the BCS. That was right before the BCS came. It's like college football now. Now, fast forward, we got the 12-team playoff. Now, I'm already got discrepancies, right? I love it because it's what we finally asked for. But my discrepancy is the group of 5 candidates, how they get into this. Because I know what's going to happen. It's going to be you're going to get as many SEC teams as you can in that bitch. For real, they're legit contenders. Like right now, if we would start right now, I'm pretty sure LSU, Tennessee, Georgia, Bama. I mean, it's like automatic. Because they all, they're all in the top 10. Tennessee got 1 loss. A bad one, though. Georgia got 1 loss to Alabama, who's another top 10 team. Bama got 1 loss, but they got a bad one. But they're, at one point, they were undefeated. Oh, Texas, too. I forgot Texas just joined the SEC. That's 5. And then you could start going down, but you got teams with 2 losses. I know LSU's only got 1 loss, and their 1 loss isn't in the SEC. It was to USC, and they just beat Ole Miss. That was a big win for them, as far as Brian Kelly being the coach. But when it comes down to this playoff getting picked, you're gonna see they're gonna love this SEC. Then you might get 2 teams out the Big Ten. I love my Wolverines, but whoa Lord, I just want us to win 8 games. Ooh Lord, I could have a whole Fanatics episode on these Wolverines, just the ups and downs, and I might do that for my Wolverine Nation. You know what I mean? Go blue. But as far as the Big Ten, Ohio State looked solid, but they did take an L this past weekend in Oregon. That game could have went either way. Ohio State had poor clock management down to the final seconds. They could have easily lined up to kick a field goal that could have won them the game. But really, though, if you watched it, Oregon was a better team all night. Ohio State was trying to keep up with Oregon. Oregon was throwing bombs, scoring quick, and they're missing players. One receiver did some stupid shit, spit in a nigga face. Bruh, in like the first quarter, you one of the key components to your offense. Jit. You a jit. I don't even know what to tell you, bro. I was hot for that boy. Like, you stupid ass. You a jit, bro. He's so excited. I be hating that shit talking. Like, I know kids be emotional, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. If I was a coach, man, I'm going to have a bunch of killers out there. I'm talking about we going to be so locked in. You, if you can even break their focus, you was a raw one. Because that boy, I'm going to have them thinking, what that going to do, man? Yeah, they're just talking. There's a scoreboard gonna tell you who won, win or lose the game. What that gonna do? What's talking gonna do? But they kids. I don't want to say kids. They really young men. They're young men, and emotions ride. Guys are. There's a lot of people playing for. Some of these dudes are playing for the NFL. So, even the dudes that lose, you still putting the film together that the NFL gonna see. So emotions ride. Anyway, this dude from Oregon spit in this dude's face. I'm like, what is wrong with you, Jit? Like, you young man, but you was a child right there. You know what I mean? Then Oregon also had one of their key defensive linemen, and he would have. The way Oregon's defensive line played without him, if he would have been out there, they would have been a whole like Oregon. I salute them, boy. They like for them to come into the Big Ten. They way surpassed my expectations. I thought our style of football was going to be too physical for Oregon, but Oregon came in ready to play physical. They were doing their thing against the Oregon running back outran the 2 studs that we ballyhoo at Ohio State. Henderson and I can't forget the transfer from Ole Miss. You know, he had 100 yards. Oregon's running back. So that was you can borderline. They're the number 2 team in the country right now. You know, Oregon number 2, Texas number 1, Penn State number 3. Penn State, listen, USC should have beat y'all. I just don't trust James Franklin. I just don't see them winning those national championship with him as a head coach. He could prove me wrong. It's just always like they got all the recruits, but they should have. USC messed that game up, man. Terrible clock management at the end of the game. They put themselves in position, right? It was they had a chance before they went to overtime, right? To kick a field goal, to get down the field and win the game. It was tied up. And they taking their time. They letting the clock burn. They could have dipped and dunked it and got as close to the end zone as possible. Because, you know, if you got a good quarterback, he can read and just make the smart play and get that thing down the field methodically. Use your timeouts. Get inside the 20, 25. Easy field goal. Y'all would have won. That man let all type of time burn after on one play, like 20 seconds. Then when they decided to call a timeout, now you're down to like 15 seconds. You got it. It's like 3rd and long, and you're not even really in that good a field goal range. But now you got to make a big play, so you force a pass, which was caused interception, and that took the game in overtime. Then Penn State won the game in overtime. Like, man, come on, man. Listen, Lincoln Riley. Listen. Let me salute. I'm gonna give you a salute, right? And I know I come in here talking about legit playoff teams. And the reason why I got to give Lincoln his salute, you know, USC did not live up to expectations. They started the season, they were top, I want to say 15. I think they're number 12, number 11 to start the season. But Lincoln Riley, man, his ability to recruit and build quarterbacks, outstanding. The man's got 3 Heisman-winning quarterbacks in the last, 7-8 years? Ridiculous. Who does that? I'm talking about back-to-back. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Caleb Williams. Back-to-back. Like, it was a machine at Oklahoma. Caleb didn't win the Heisman when he first got there because Spencer Rattler was a quarterback. He took Spencer's job. But when Lincoln got offered a job at USC and he go over there and Caleb go with him, Caleb won the Heisman with him at USC. The one quarterback in between all that, I think it was Kyler first. Or was it Baker first? Baker first, then Kyler. Then my man Jalen Hurts transferred from Alabama and was second in the Heisman voting. That man almost had 4 consecutive Heisman winning quarterbacks. But when he got to USC, I don't know, man. It's just exposed. Like the Big 12, listen. In the Big 12, you can get away with not playing great defense and just play offense. I don't know why the conference like that. That's just my opinion. When's the last time you seen a legit powerhouse defense? You know what I mean? You see it year in, year out, SEC. Georgia. Bama did it for the longest. That's what they're falling off now to me. Their defense is not on point. Georgia. Right now, Tennessee's got an outstanding defense. You know, in the Big Ten is Ohio State. When we're on our A game, Michigan, Penn State, you got to play defense. And Lincoln Riley has no idea about defense. But that's another conversation. You know, but back to these legit contenders. And I got to throw this team in the mix. I'm glad I looked down on my paper because I live in Miami-Dade County and no Miami Hurricanes. This is the best these dudes have been in over 20 seasons. You know what I mean? Like, for real. They call them the Cardiac Canes because they had a couple of close ones. But the fact that they won them games, trust me, sometimes Miami teams has a tendency to lose games they should win. The Dolphins do it, and the Hurricanes used to do it. Right now, Miami looking real. I feel they're a team that haven't touched their potential. They haven't reached their maximum potential yet, especially on defense. Their offense is raw. They get that defense to start playing better, that's a team that's scary. Because Miami has that history, bro. If you know anything about NFL/college to NFL, but nobody produces talent like Miami. Really, if you listen, I've been living in Miami 16 years, and the way it's in this county and Broward. You could even put West Palm in there, but definitely between Broward and Dade, it's ridiculous. You see it in the high school games. There'd be all kind of type of talent at the high school level out here. You wait a couple years, you'll see all them saying all these names from these Miami and Broward powerhouses. They'll be in the college ranks, and then you watch the college ball. Them boys in the NFL, and if you look at his resume of great players that came out of between Miami-Dade and Broward, man, listen, South Florida's for real. South Florida's for real. They just do it at another level. It's year-round a weather advantage. I don't think I love Cali. I know Cali. They probably think they got weather like we do. I don't think so. I don't think Cali is as warm as year-round. So imagine the type of training you can do in the football aspect when in the January it's like springtime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do get some breezes of coolness, but if you're trying to play any type of football, you can train it's never not a time you can't be outside playing ball, training, working on your game, work your team game, all that. It's just an advantage. On top of bloodlines, you got island blood around here, Bahamian, Haitian, Cuban, Jamaican, mixed in with this Miami culture, and you just got some gangsters on that football field. Broward too, but that thing seeps into the college and the pros. The Dolphins be having all kind of talent. It be just coaching and general managing and ownership fucking them up. You know what I mean? Because they get that same advantage with their professional and college franchises of training and working out, recruiting people from the region, bringing them back or getting them as soon as they come out from whatever level. But we'll see what these Hurricanes do if they take advantage. They got a squad. Cameron Ward is in very good consideration of winning his Heisman. He's in the mix. I like him. I like Dylan Gabriel, Oregon. He had an outstanding game. Looked fantastic. Travis Hunter from Colorado, another Heisman. That's another debate, too. I might have to do a whole episode on that. I'm not a fan. I know football guys that play football are it's outstanding at that level that he can play both sides of the ball, but is it really helping the team all that much that he can play both sides? Is it really? I mean, for real, he's showing that he can do something that's fantastic, but why not prepare yourself for the next level? In the NFL, I can see a team letting him get some snaps on whatever side. Okay, he's going to pick one side, and they'll let him play the other. If I was him, I'd play DB, and they let you come out and play receiver some. Versus you playing receiver and then you go out there and play defense, because they're gonna feel like if we're gonna invest in you, because receivers get paid more. You go out there and play receiver and get that, and you start showing out, and they want to pay you money. They're gonna tell you not to go out there on defense. They're gonna be like, "You tripping, bro? We're paying you. You start playing well enough and earn you a 15 to 20 million per year contract. I don't want you playing defense. The fuck? Now, if you're already a defensive guy, and I could throw you out there on an offensive play, because sometimes I can deliberately call a play and you don't even go do shit. But when you're on offense and you come out there on defense and they can straight, no, man, that boy tired, man, and run you out or run at you, because he's not big like that. He's a great defensive player, but there's going to be glitches to his game that a defense going to take advantage of. That's what they do in the NFL. Whatever your weaknesses, the NFL picks at wounds, picks at weaknesses. So it's an amazing thing he does, but he need to pick a side, in my opinion. We could talk about, I know some people feel certain ways, but it's just, you're not going to, why even try doing the NFL? Because even if you try to do it, they're going to frown on it. You're going to get backlash. If you're not going out there looking like an all-pro, which is, that's the part that's going to, I'm telling you, he can do it, but how well is it gonna matter for him to versus me getting a guy who I can go scout and draft who can play whatever you don't play if you choose cornerback or receiver. You know what I mean? And he can do the job whatever you don't do. So, like, you know, I'm not telling him what he should do, and I know a lot of people have different opinions. I salute what you're doing. You know what I mean? Even now, and now he's hurt. He got hurt last year. You know, he missed a few games last year. I'm like, bruh, I'm not. I don't know what you want to. I don't know. He's to me, and he can play either side. That's where you know he's talented. But it eventually, I ain't gonna tell you pick one. As soon as you get hurt in the NFL, you see what I'm saying? And NFL dudes get hurt left and right, man. I don't know, man. I just pick one. You know, I'm not only that impressed that you can play both sides of the ball. It doesn't do nothing for me. You know what I mean? I'd rather you be raw at one. I tell homies this all the time, right? I made music. I tell them this all the time. I got people, or they come to me and they be like, B, I'm a rapper, right? You know, why don't you make your own beats? Because that's a craft in itself. I don't want to take away from what I do as an MC, and I can still always get better, you know, take away from what I do as an MC and start learning how to make beats. I love what the dudes who I know who make beats, I love to watch them in their element because they took the time to perfect that craft and put that together, right? And it's like something you can make beats for days. I'd rather be the MC and let a producer let me see what he doing, because I feel like I'm taking away from my MC, and that's just my opinion. Because dudes I know who do both, they might be hella raw with the beats, but it seems like it's a drop off with the bars. And and I'm not telling you to quit. Like, listen, you do both, it's cool, but it's just something about why be. Here's the famous phrase: why be good at many things when you can be great at one? See, I want to be great as an MC. I don't want to just be good. I want to be great. I want to be. You hear me spit? It's not even about how I rap. It's what I rap about too. You know what I mean? It's the content I try to give you on top of putting it together. And it took me a while to perfect that craft. I couldn't imagine trying to make beats in that process. I would probably never even touch the level of decency I can choose to accept. So that's how I feel about Travis, man. Like, you want to be great at a corner, or great as a receiver, or good at both. See what I'm saying? Like, he putting up monster numbers at Colorado, but no disrespect, Colorado's not in. What would you rank the Big 12 and the Power 5 conferences as far as team for team? I like the conference. I love how they put it together. I feel like it's very competitive, but I still will put SEC definitely 1, Big 10 2, you know, and then really we only got 4 now, right? The Pac-12's trying to, and I don't understand it either, man. You disassembled all the hitters in the Pac-12. Now you're redoing the Pac-12 with all these other underlings, these group of 5 schools that want to. I guess they're trying to put more schools in the Power 5. But I don't like the traveling aspect with an Oregon being in the Big 10 or the University of California in the ACC, you know. But college football gonna be college football. But you know what makes college football great? And I love the NFL because it's a top level football. But it's so many different styles of teams, the way they play the game. There's so many different stadiums in different regions where people are diehard fans of their school. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different just so many different ways we can watch the game with college football. And for some reason, that youthful exuberance of them guys being younger, you know what I mean? A little bit younger than NFL guys, it makes a different game too. Because you get to the NFL, you grown men. And grown men go out there and hit like grown men. You know what I'm saying? And truck each other like grown men. That's why you be seeing all them injuries, man. And then your body don't, You done been playing football for all these years. Your body don't hold up the same. Just even getting into the NFL, you done took a lot of wear and tear. So it's pros and cons to each game, you know. But I love the college game. This weekend, let me see who the main game. Obviously, this weekend is clearly this. It's clearly this Alabama. I'm sorry, excuse me, Texas and Georgia game. You got some other Tennessee Alabama play this weekend. That's a good one. I'm seeing that too. That's a good one. Tennessee Alabama. So I definitely will keep my eye on that. And I like they're in two different time slots, so I can watch both. SEC's definitely Saturday. You know. What about the sleeper team? What y'all know about the Indiana Hoosiers? 6-0. I ain't never seen Indiana at this point of the season undefeated. And every week I see this quarterback they got putting up numbers. Like every week. Don't sleep on Clemson, man. Listen, Dabo Swinney is a 2-time national champion head coach. That's all I got to say. Twice. You heard me? Put a whole bunch of guys in the NFL, and his only loss is to Georgia. And ever since that loss, they have been smashing everybody in the ACC. I don't know if they play Miami anytime this season. I don't think so. They're probably going to see each other in the ACC championship game. That's going to be a knockout game because it's for Miami, that's the game where all us guys who are trying to root for them, you know, I got some homeboys that are really Miami fans out here in Miami, right? And that's the game them boys going to be nervous about, most definitely, because the pressure going to be way more on Miami side than the Clemson side. The Clemson don't win championships. Yeah, they don't fall off. They're a notch down from their championship days, but they're still hella relevant. They ain't falling off that bad. That's why they're number 10 in the country right now. Miami is like, are these guys for real? They're never going to outlive the ghost of Miami, the history of Miami, and all these NFL Hall of Famers that came through the University of Miami. You know what I'm saying? Them same dudes are all on TV. Michael Irvin and Ed Reed and Warren Sapp, you know, and want to let you know it's the you. It's the you. You know what I mean? You know, like, they're not even satisfied. Like, they don't even give a shit really right now because they waiting to see that championship. Like, that's, like, but they love it, though. They're trying to, you know, they know you got to go through a season to get there. So, but I'm rooting for them right now because my Wolverines out of there. What? I love you, Jim, but damn it, man. Man, I need you to, like, all that shit we went through, they ain't gave that boy no choice but to go to the NFL. But he got the resume to be there, you know? I got my championship last year, so kiss my motherfucking ass. Stealing signs, my motherfucking ass. You heard me? I'm trying to keep it G-rated, but, you know, I do this shit for the real ones, too. What you talking about? That's what we call fanatics. It's for everybody. But I went a little longer than I expected. Easily done. Fanatics, day 39.